सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome to the class Aitareya Upanishad. Today is Akshay Tritiya, Sri Parshuram Jayanti, and also Sri Matangi Jayanti. So 3 auspicious events all together on this day. So wishing you all very best of Akshay Tritiya. May you prosper, have good health, and be progress. You have good progress on spiritual path as well, I would say. So in Aitareya Upanishad, we are at the 3rd chapter. I think this is the last chapter, yes. Contemplation on Atman or the self. Om ko ayam atmeti vayam upasmahe katarah sa atma yena va pashyati yena va shrunoti yena va gandhana jigrati yena va vacham vyakaroti yena va svadu cha svadu cha vijanati. Meaning, Om, who is this whom we worship as Atman? Which one is the Atma? Is it the one who sees? Is it the one who hears? The one who smells or tastes? The one who expresses speech? Or the one who tastes what is pleasant or unpleasant? I think we went through some of the verses here. Anyways, just repetition. So what is Atma? What we see, what we hear, what we taste, what we smell, irrespective of whether it is pleasant or unpleasant smell. Who is doing this? So what is Atma? That's the basic question. And some of the words or the attributes of Atma is Yadetat Hrudayam Manaschaitat Sanjnana Majnanam Vijnanam Prajnanam Medha Drushtir Dhrutir Matir Manisha Jutihi Smrutihi Sankalpaha Kraturasuhu Kamo Vasha Iti Sarvanye Vaitani Prajnanasya Namadhyani Bhavanti. So various names of Atma, or so to speak, Atma with 3 guna. When the Atma combines with 3 guna, that becomes Prajnana, the consciousness. So consciousness has attributes. Sanjnana, which is perception, the knowledge of knowing anything. Again, the perception is always referential, or it depends upon whoever is having that experience. When we say time is a relative property, when we say the world, the space is also a relative property. The ant versus us, the same world, the world remains the same, but the perception of world by that ant or maybe a dog or a tiger is different from our perception. So perception is also relevant property, and that is Sanjnana or Samyak Jnana. So here Rishi, when they say it's a perception, perception meaning whether we know it in its reality. What is reality? Whatever we see is the reality? Probably not, because in modern science we have many technological devices that we can use, and when we look at the sky is not blue, or sky is not all bright with all the light that we see in our sky. Sky is totally different, but our perception is this. Then what is right? Even with the devices, whatever we see, is that right? Probably not. The reality is even beyond that. Only way to know the reality is to go inward. All the rishis, whatever tools or mechanisms or process or paddhati they teach is always to look within. Ashtanga Yoga, very a good example. Or any path for that matter, even bhakti. When we say bhakti, meaning devotion to the Supreme, whatever form the Supreme has. But even that devotion is always comes from within. It's not something outside that we can do. It's always coming from us, from within. So the path to outside is always inside, within. So no matter what path we choose, even Kriya Yogi, a Kriya Yogi would do various actions on breathing, pranayama, hatha yoga, many different postures, then dhyana and all that. Even though at surface it seems outwardly, but whatever happens is within. Even Karma Yogi, we say that Karma Yoga meaning do all the actions that are destined or that are because of one's kartavya. When we say kartavya karma, meaning the sun cannot say that I'll give certain people light and not others. Sun does not choose anyone. Sun does just whatever its kartavya is, meaning giving light, giving energy, giving urja. Similarly, if this person, this body is named Chirag, Chirag has certain duties, certain kartavyas, and if I am not fulfilling that, whatever my kartavya is, then I am not doing my karma. So whatever naturally comes to me, I must keep doing, and that becomes my karma. So that karma originates from mind, meaning my mind decides, my intellect decides, my ahankar or buddhi decides what I need to do. But ultimately that comes from Atma. The prerak or chalak shakti is Atma. It comes like the source is Atma, and it is kind of received by the mind, and that mind acts on karma. So even karma, even though the result is outwardly in the world, the physical world, or maybe sometimes a subtle, meaning if we teach somebody a certain process, that person receives by mind, it becomes memory or part of that person. So that is subtle level of karma, but all originate from within. So whatever path we choose, everything comes from within, and that will give us the reality, that will give us the samyak jnan, meaning what is reality. Brahma satya, jagat mithya. When we say jagat in the literal sense is not mithya. Jagat is jagat. I mean, whatever we see, whatever we perceive, that exists. But in reality, if we understand what it is made up of or how it operates, that makes us believe, or that makes us closer to the reality, a different reality, different perception, I would say, but closer to reality. So samyak jnan, I think this word is very much resonates with Jain philosophy. All the Jain people, they always talk about kaivalya or samyak jnan. For them, whatever the reality is, they want to know that, and for that, whatever the process they do, they are very much into tapa, austerity. They do atthai and other various steps every year. They are very strict in that notion. They do not eat anything that grows within the soil. So there are certain steps that follow, but ultimately they want to attain or achieve sanjnana or samyak jnana. Next attribute is ajnanam. Yes.
What does samyak mean, like literal translation?
Samya meaning equal, right? So something that is equal to Brahma, that is equal to reality, that is equal to Satya. Satya meaning existence. Why this existence? So that is Samyakna, meaning see something in its real sense. When I see you as a person. You have some name. But do I see you as Atma? Do I see you as Brahma? If I always see you as Atma or Brahma, that is my Samyak Jnan. Then I am one with reality. Then I am equal to reality.
And I thought Atma is just neutral observer, but you said it's the cause for the kartavya.
Because of Triguna. When we say Atma does this action, Atma gives inspiration, we always think that in terms of that state, the Trigunatmak Prakriti. Without Prakriti, Atma cannot do anything. Atma doesn't do anything, but because within the body it is always covered with Triguna, Prakriti. And that Prakriti makes us do actions. Meaning it feels that Atma is doing. Atma doesn't do anything, but because it is covered with that, it becomes Jivatma. It becomes Paraprakriti. It feels that it is doing it. Whenever Bhagavad Gita or any Upanishad says that Atma leaves the body, goes to a next body, but Atma doesn't go anywhere. Atma doesn't come anywhere, right? So what are they talking about? They are referring to Jivatma ultimately. Jivatma has Triguna Prakriti, and because of that Prakriti, it appears as if it's doing something. It's like there is a screen, right? On the screen, let's say TV. TV, when it is powered off, doesn't do anything. There are some particles, LEDs, it has some integrated circuits, wiring, cabling, all the metal particles, everything same. When it is switched on, that electricity, once that electricity passes through all those LEDs, it does magic. It receives electromagnetic waves, right, and creates the scene. So is TV doing anything? No. But because it is mixed with electricity, electromagnetic waves, some scene appears. It's the same TV. TV is not changing. But only with electricity or power or electromagnetic waves, it appears as if it's creating this whole world, this whole universe. So TV is still the same. But we say, I am watching TV. TV is showing me this. It's not TV, but it is mixed with this power that creates this scene. So maybe that is example that can explain it. There is a very interesting story. You might have heard these names, Pururava and Urvashi. It is a very well-known story in many of the Puranas. This story appears in Rigveda also. In short, the story is like, we know Mahabharata, right? Origin of Mahabharata, Shantanu and Ganga, and how Bhishma is born. Pururava, Urvashi is also similar. So when Urvashi was a Apsara, right? Celestial beauty, and Pururava, a king, he saw Urvashi, liked her very much. Urvashi also liked Pururava. They agreed to marry. But Urvashi had some conditions. I forgot which conditions she had. But Pururava agreed to those conditions. Urvashi said, if you break any, I'll leave. So they got married. Very enjoyable, happy married life. But Pururava broke one of those conditions. So Urvashi left. After Urvashi left, Pururava became depressed, couldn't run his kingdom very well, keep searching for Urvashi. So one day he meets Urvashi with other Apsaras. And so Pururava asked, why you left me? And Urvashi said, you remember our conditions. Then they have this dialogue, what is happening between them. In a dialogue that is described in Rigveda as one of the suktas. Very interestingly, if you try to understand their conversation, it's exactly what we have learned in Aitareya Upanishad. Aitareya Upanishad starts with Brahma. From Brahma, there is Virat Purush, Vairaj Purush, or first Purush. That Purush, then the various different elements keep creating apaha, that primordial fluid. From that fluid, all the lokas were created, and all this universe came into existence. So, in this dialogue in Rigveda, Pururava, if you look at the meaning of that word, so Pururava is the one who knows all the words. Word meaning knowledge. So somebody who knows or somebody who has knowledge, that is Pururava. Who has that knowledge? Who has the knowledge of the universe? That is Atma or Brahma. So one of the meanings of Pururava is Prana also, or Shiva also. One who can see, one who can experience, that is Pururava. Urvashi is Apsara. Apsara meaning Apaha, Sara, meaning somebody who is born in Apaha. So that Apaha, that Aitareya Upanishad is talking about, that's the first primordial fluid. From that fluid, Apaha, somebody is born, that is Prakruti. So Urvashi is Prakruti. So meaning of Urvashi is who can control the Uru, meaning heart, or somebody who has control over everything, that is Urvashi. Somebody who is born from Apaha, the primordial fluid, meaning Prakruti, Trigunatmik Prakruti. And that's exactly Urvashi talks about in this dialogue, that because of my Triguna Bandhana, I am bound to you, I married you. So Shiva and Shakti, exactly same. Pururava Urvashi, the same thing. Aitareya Upanishad talking about the same thing. And Pururava, he is in old times, person's second name or last name used to be father's name. But many examples are such that they assume mother's name. Pururava also takes mother's name as his second name or last name. So Pururava's second name is Aida, meaning son of Ida. And in Rigvedic terms, Ida is Lakshmi and Saraswati together. So Shri and Vidya. So Shiva or Purusha has all this knowledge. Purusha has all this Aishwarya, all this whole world. That is Shiva. When combines with Prakruti, Prakriti creates Trigunatmik Shakti or elements or bondage. And because Prakriti has these three Gunatmik bondage, they combine. They become Sadashiv or Shiva and Shakti or Ardhanarishwar. And that is the dialogue between Pururava and Urvashi. So Pururava has Samyak Jnana, knows everything, because that's how he is born. Comes out of Brahma, Prana Shakti or original Purusha. And Prakriti also comes from Brahma and represented via Apaha, Apsara. Urvashi is Apsara or Parvati or Prakriti, who has Trigunatmik Shakti. And when they combine, this everything is created. So all these katha or stories, they are metaphorical in Vedas, and they become like very exotic, magical stories in Puranas. It's the same story, but the representation is different. And Pururava, if I am not mistaken, Yayati Pururava, that is the Yadu Vansh or Kuru Vansh, and from that Vansha or lineage, Sri Krishna was part of that, all the Kauravas, Pandavas were part of that, and that lineage is that. Second lineage is Ikshvaku or Rishabdev. Jain, they call Adi Tirthankar or Adinath, which is Rishabdev, but same Rishabdev is called Ikshvaku. And that is the second lineage, Suryavansh, and Sri Ramchandra was born into that. And we are part of one of these two lineages, because everybody is part of that. So Surya Vansh and Chandra Vansh. And today is very important day, Akshaya Tritiya. Akshaya Tritiya is important in Jyotish such a way that today Sun will be in Mesh Rashi, first Rashi, and Sun will be in Ucha state, exalted state today. Moon is in second Rashi, Vrushab Rashi today, and Moon is also in exalted state. So Surya and Chandra both are in their topmost or peak point today, and that's why it's very important. Sri Parshuram Jayanti is also today. It is said that, it might seem contradictory or debatable that there are three avatars of Vishnu who assume name Rama. So first Rama is Parshuram. Parshu is that his weapon, right? And that's why he's called Parshurama. But his original name was just Rama. And he was born as an avatar of Vishnu who had the name Rama in first Treta Yuga. So first Treta Yuga, when it was started or beginning, that's when he was born. In the second Treta Yuga, Sri Ramchandra was born. The same Ram, that name. And third Ram is Balbhadra or Balram, Sri Krishna's elder brother. It is in, that avatara is in third Dvapara Yuga. That's how the timeline is. Which I do not agree, but in some of the Puranas it is mentioned like this, that three Rama avatars of Vishnu, Parshurama, Sri Ramchandra and Balram. And Parshuram definitely was born today, Akshaya Tritiya, and Matangi Devi, who is from the Dash Vidya line or Dash Vidya tradition. We have Dash avatars, right? And every avatar has one Vidya in Dash Vidya tradition. So Sri Ramchandra is associated with Matangi Devi, and Matangi Devi is, her Jayanti is also today. So two Rams or two Ram energies or Urja or Shakti, they are born today. So that's Akshaya Tritiya. And again, Surya and Chandra, and you can relate all that because they are in Ucha, and that's how it is represented. So many things that are metaphorical, and we can connect the dots. So
it's very interesting how through so many tastes and such large, vast purposes, the theme is very standard.
yes, yes, yes.
There's no
The core
contradiction.
remains the same.
Yeah, the contradictions are very limited.
Correct, correct.
And the stories kind of repeat as well.
Exactly. Be it Rigveda, be it Upanishads, be it Puranas, be it even Mahabharata. Mahabharata has stories of Pururava and Urvashi. So all. That's why Sri Krishna when says everything is like Sutre Mani Gana Eva. Everything is, I am the Sutra. And everything is connected. I am passing through everything. It's the same Brahma or same Paramatma or same Parabrahma. But how you see it might be different. It's your perception. You just see it at the surface. Scratch it, go deeper and deeper, go within, and you'll find the real truth, the Samyak Gnan.
The other interesting part is the humans are kind of optional. Like if you take the story of the Varavatar and
Right.
Uttara, right? It's
Right.
pretty much similar story as well.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's the same theme or the same.
Yes, Purush Prakriti,
Yeah.
that type of thing. Yes,
Right.
yes, yes.
Yeah, it's humans are like just a different form of this
Right.
one tradition. That's right.
Exactly. So maybe that is the origin of Lagna Sanstha, Lagna Sanskar, Vivah Sanskar. That because originally it's Purush and Prakriti, they are combined. So that's why male, female, they need to follow that path. So in a way, we are kind of representing Shiva and Shakti and Purush or Prakriti. And that's how the creation or everything is at our level also represents the universal process, and that's how it is in every jivatma, every animal, every tiny creatures, everything follows that. Even at the atomic level, electrons, it's female energy, and proton is male energy, and they are combined to create atomic world, so to speak.
I think they try to understand matter and antimatter in Shiva Shakti as well.
Yes,
Because
that
it gets created but it gets destroyed immediately, right?
right. There has to
Only
be
to create
balance of one.
Right.
Right. Even the known universe versus unknown universe, matter that we can see or perceive, and dark matter that we cannot directly perceive.
Yeah. That's the energy.
That's the energy, right? Very true.
Chiragji, can you please repeat the three gunas?
Triguna meaning
Trigunatmak, what was the covering of the Atma, as well as the what you mentioned, Urvashi said, because of my Triguna, that's why I married you.
right, because Prakruti, Urvashi, is born from Apaha, the primary fluid. That fluid is also Brahma, right? It came into existence from Brahma. So Urvashi is also Brahma. And Pururava, Pran or Purush, is also Brahma. So even though they are Brahma, ultimately, they know the reality, right? They know their reality or the topmost reality. They know it. Then the question is why they got married. If they are the same and one, then why they got married? Then Urvashi said, because I had bondage of three guna, sattva, rajas, tamas.
So that
Right. Because of that, I am attached to you, I am attracted to you, and you are attracted to me. And that's why we joined, combined together, united, or our vivah happened. But then if you break any condition, meaning this became like the primary balance or equilibrium that started the existence of the universe. So anything broken, right away the universe will be destroyed. So maybe that's the metaphor. And that is also mentioned in Yoga Vasisht. There are many parallel universes. In some universe, Brahma is the destroyer. Some universe, Vishnu is the destroyer. Some universe like us, Shiva is destroyer. And one universe is not just born and destroyed right away because there was no balance. Some universe like us, it's in existence because it achieved some equilibrium. Some universes even better than us. They have perfect coherence and they keep behaving perfectly. So there are many different parallel universes, different actions. So if we look at three basic particles or three basic or four fundamental forces, Brahma, say strong force of the atom, they create our universe. They make atoms come into existence. But in some universe, the exact same force would destroy it. Right? If strong force is very strong, even then atom will not come into existence. So these are all perfectly scientific notions or theories that Rishis have observed. So Pururava broke some condition, the universe couldn't be made, and that's why Urvashi left. But now Pururava comes back and asks questions. So now they want to know the reason why universe couldn't be created. If we just compare this story and Aitareya Upanishad, then Pururava must have realized his fault. So next time when they combine, they must have created better universe. We can say that. So that katha is like that. If there is a progeny, children, because of the union of Pururava and Urvashi, that means they are in perfect condition, and that's how the universe is created. But again, it goes back to their attraction because of Triguna. Only then they can come together, they can have union, and the universe can be made. Okay, next verse. Esha Brahmesha Indra Esha Prajapati Rete Sarve Deva Imani Cha Pancha Mahabhutani Prithvi Vayurakasha Apo Jyotishin Tyetani Mani Chakshudra Mishraniva Bijanita Chetarani Chandajani Cha Jarujani Cha Svedajani Chodbhijani Chashva Gavah Purusha Hastino Yatkinchedam Prani Jangamam Cha Patatri Cha Yacha Sthavaram Sarvam Tat Prajnanetram Prajnane Pratishtitam Prajnanetro Lokah Prajna Pratishtha Prajnanam Brahma. Meaning, it is Brahma, it is Indra, it is Prajapati, Devas, and indeed all the Devas. It is the 5 great elements Prithvi, Vayu, Akash, Jal, and Agni. It is all these, as well as the tiniest indivisible atom. It is the original seed of all these and all those, whether born from an egg, born from flesh, born from sweat, or born from sprouting. It is the horse, the cow, Purusha, the elephant, whatever here that breathes, whether moving on foot or moving on wings or not moving at all. All of this flows into consciousness or prajnana and is established in prajnana. All the worlds flow into prajnana and are established in prajnana. Prajnana is Brahma. Very beautifully said. So all Brahma, Indra, Prajapati, various devas, everything is prajnana. What is prajnana? Consciousness. And what is consciousness? It's Brahma. The categories or divisions like 5 elements, this is very interesting. The tiniest indivisible atom. So the word here is Kshudra Mishranave, Kshudra Mishraniva, Kshudra Mishran Eva. So Kshudra and Amishrit. That's how we learnt in physics or science, right? What is atom? The tiniest indivisible matter, the tiniest element that is indivisible, that is atom. We can divide now, but that's how the definition of atom is. That same definition is here, Kshudra and Amishrit, meaning very tiniest, Kshudra, Amishrit, that cannot combine with anything else. That is atom or anu. So that is also prajnana. The primordial seed, bija, the pratham bija, that's how everything is created. And whoever is created, that is 4 different categories. I mean, we can challenge this notion with current knowledge of biology, but in old times they divided everything into 4. Like some creatures are born from eggs, some from flesh, meaning like our human birth, some from sweat, meaning sveda, or the sweat also creates something. We do not believe, or we do not agree with this with modern science. Born from sprouting, like plants. So these are 4 different categories. The other thing mentioned here is whoever breathes. They are horse, cow, purush and elephant. Now horse and cow, the Ashwa and Go. Ashwa is Shakti that represents power, that is Ashwa. And Go meaning Shakti or Urja that nourishes everything, that is Go. And Purusha, Purusha meaning any Jivatma, be it human, be it other animals or birds or whatever. And elephant, elephant Gaja, Gaja meaning which is covering everything, which is giant, enormous. So many different like big stars, they are Gaja. The Shakti is represented in very big scale, that is Gaja. Whatever breathes or moving on feet or wings or do not move. These are at gross level, at physical level, these are the categories. But everything is prajnana, the consciousness, and everything is ultimately Brahma. Now these are the words, right? We just read and listen to these words. But once we have that experience, that is samyagna, that is kaivalya, or that is sanjnana. Once we have that, then nothing else is needed. So fourth verse is sa etena prajnena atmana asmal loka dutkramya mushmin svarge loke sarvan kama naptva amrutah samabhavat samabhavat. Meaning awakened with consciousness or prajna, the self or atma ascends from this world, reaches heaven, svarga, attains all desires and becomes immortal or amruta indeed. The same thing that Vamadeva talked about in previous chapter, that when this physical body I am living or separating from it, I go to heaven, svarga, and fulfill all my desires, because there is still mind, man with the atma. And once those desires are fulfilled, I'll have the upward motion. I become amruta, meaning I know my own reality. I become one with Brahma. I know what is atma. So that is my amruta sthiti, immortality. So every atma has to go through this process. Atma doesn't go, but whatever shade, whatever, I see it as a machinery, right? There is a machinery. Over the years, it is clogged because of all the material it has used, because of all the firing happening within it. Whatever actions that machinery has performed, it becomes clogged. So we are in the process of removing all those clogs. Once those grease and grime is removed, it becomes well-oiled function machinery. Then the machinery becomes one with the ultimate, the supreme. So all the desires, whatever our desires are, they need to be fulfilled in the next loka, when this physical body is shed off. Whatever the next state that we are born into, that gives us opportunity to fulfill all our desires without being in contact with physical world. And that's how we can have moksha of all our vrittis that are bounded by the three gunas. So Urvashi can know the original state of herself, or Shiva or Purusha, Pururava can know the original state of himself. That is the ultimate goal. They are one, but they look different, they behave differently, and that's why their union was possible. But once they know, there is no difference, and they all become Amruta. And this is Tritiyo Adhyayah. So that concludes Aitareya Upanishad. In the end, there is a Shanti mantra. Om Vang me manasi pratisthita, mano me vachi pratisthita, avira virma edhi, vedasya ma anistha, shrutam me ma prahasira, nenadhite na horatran. Sandadhamritam vadishyami satyam vadishyami tanmavavatu tad vaktaram avatu mamavatu vaktaram avatu vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Meaning, Om, may my mind be established in my speech. May my speech be established in my mind. May wisdom manifest and grow here within me. Like a hammered nail, may the Vedas be firmly established in me. May what I have heard never be taken lightly, but as something to be deeply studied day and night. I say what is Satya. I say what is righteous. May that Brahma protect me. May that protect anyone who says this. May that protect me. May that protect the speaker. May that protect the speaker. Peace. This is also a very good prayer. It's a Shanti mantra, but ultimately it asks for the Brahma Jnan. The Brahma should flow through me, should be established within me, and that is Veda. That is the ultimate prayer we can do. Whatever we ask for, that will be blessed ultimately. It might be delayed, whatever we ask, but that fulfillment happens. So why not ask the ultimate? So that is the prayer, that I want to be Amruta, I want to be one with Brahma, that Brahma flow through me, and whatever actions I do, they all become sublime and represent Brahma. So in this journey, we completed 8 Upanishads, right? It took us 2 years, almost 2 years. I think 2 or 3 more classes are left. May 17th is the last. But from the 10 main Upanishads, we are just halfway. So next 2 Upanishads will take 2 more years because they are the biggest. Chandogya Upanishad and Bruhadaranyaka Upanishad. So each will take 1 year. They are that big. They cover a lot of things. There are many stories, there are many different philosophies, there are many different knowledge systems they talk about. They combine the rest 8 into these 2. But they are the ultimate knowledge giver, I would say. They contain everything. So we'll continue our journey that way. Even though 2 or 3 lessons are left, I think we can start. We can start. The next is Chandogya Upanishad. It doesn't matter which one we take first, but I think we can take this. As you can see, even the book, right? 10 Upanishads. We are halfway, half left. Maybe we have some 10 minutes or so, we can discuss anything. I always keep saying Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda, whatever is contained in the Vedas, they are kind of summarized in 10 major or Mukhya Upanishads. Whatever is in these 10 Upanishads is again contained in 700 slokas of Bhagavad Gita. Same knowledge, like sutras. Big theory and find, that's how we grew up, right? In our times, there used to be guide for subjects. Let's say science. Then there is a guide for for science. And then there is apekshit, like a summary of science. So the original subject is Vedas, guide is Upanishads, and that apekshit, the summary, small book, is Bhagavad Gita. And then now they took a different stride. they Vedavyasa created 18 Puranas and 18 Upapuranas. So all these stories, all these metaphors, all this knowledge contained in those volumes, these Puranas. But people just look at Puranas and say this is mythology. How can that be true? All these absurd stories. Sanatan Dharma, no, it's not working. So many people deny the truth hidden in this ocean, that vast ocean, just because they read some stories from Puranas. Every Purana, if I take, say, Devi Bhagavad or Bhagavati Bhagavad, there are more than 18,000 shlokas. From 18,000 shlokas, stories are 16,000 shlokas. But those 2,000 shlokas, they follow the same route, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads and Vedas. But stories are written such a way that we do not forget those core principles. We remember stories. So stories remind us those core principles. So we must look at it this way. Whenever you hear a story about Sanatan Dharma or Hindu Dharma, always try to find the core principle attached to that story, that katha. Then only that makes sense. Otherwise, we will lose the real meaning. Then Itihasas were created. Valmiki Ramayana and Jaya or Mahabharata. Even over the years, that became, many additions were done, many removals were taken place. The original Valmiki Ramayana, this is very well known. The university I studied, MS University in Vadodara, they did some 20-30 years of research and they revived Valmiki Ramayana in its original form. That happened some years back. So Valmiki Ramayana, from, even though it is printed by any other press, but if it is based on this Sanshodhan done by MS University Vadodara, then it is authentic. Because all those Sanskrita Vidvanas or Dharmic Pandits, they got together. They spent some 20-30 years in that university and they did Sanshodhan and created this version of Valmiki Ramayana, which is very close to the original form. It is originally in Sanskrit. It was translated into all the Indian languages, Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, even English. So all the translations have taken place.
So is it very different than what we read in the Tulsidas Ramayana?
Very, very different. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. Tulsikrut Ramayana, Tulsidas ji, right? Very Vandaniya personality, very popular Ramcharitmanas, even TV series and everything based on that. But it is like Mahabharata versus Jaya. Jaya, original form, Vedavyasa wrote 10,000 shlokas. But Mahabharata that we read today has 100,000 shlokas. So 90,000s were added. So Ramcharitmanas is like that. The purest form of Ramayana is Valmiki Ramayana. And Tulsidas ji added many different things, many different layers into that. And as I said, you will be shocked if you read Valmiki Ramayana.
They basically did research to see what was orally transmitted, and they then, because there was no one written.
Yes. Not only oral traditions, these are all Vidwan of Sanskrit grammar, right? So they can see which word is deviated based on which makes sense, right? If you take one shloka, very next shloka, how it is related grammatically, how it is related structurally, what words are used, based on that they can guess if there is a correction here and what kind of correction it is. So many different people from various spheres of life, they got together and they, as I said, 20-30 years research. And that's how they created Valmiki Ramayana.
And this was done as in the university or what?
In the university, yes. That was the project taken by university. And it's very famous in that circle.
So university in
Vadodara, yes, MS University, Maharaja Sayajirao. So any publication of Valmiki Ramayana that is based on that research is authentic, it is said.
I think they compared north and south. They
Yes,
are
many
similar,
different versions,
but
yes.
there were, so they can identify where the
Right.
differences are.
Right.
They could figure out. Because there's also meter, right? I don't know if there's meter.
There
in
is
that
no
one.
every shloka
Right.
has meter, at least on those epics, right? So they can see the meter, but it's not the only parameter they used. The grammatical structure, use of words, how they are annotated, all those contexts.
And they looked at existing texts and oral tradition.
Yes, and if I am correct, I think there are 1800 plus versions of Ramayana. So they studied all those. And based on that, they created this.
Yes, because in Mahabharata, in the south, there are so many stories
Yes. Yes.
that got added or whatever, but it's not known in other places. And
Yeah, yeah,
similarly vice versa, right?
Correct, exactly. If you look at Kakabhushundi Ramayana, or if we look at there is one more version, I forgot that name, but it talks about Ravana being a true devotee and how he wanted to get moksha, even helped Ram, right? Sri Ramchandra, performing certain puja before starting the yuddha. So those type of stories also from that Ramayana. And one person who I came across very recently, name is Ishan Mahesh. He is also a devotee. Ishan Mahesh ji, he spent his life, greater part of his life in Himalayas, and he got Sakshatkar of Hanuman. And Hanuman himself make him write Ramayana in simple Hindi. So he says that whatever I am writing in this Ramayana is the dialogues happened and witnessed by Hanumanji himself, is what I am writing. And he has written this whole Ramayana in multiple volumes. So I read one of his volumes, Siya Sudhi Laye. So the Sundarkand, right? Sundarkand of Valmiki Ramayana or Ramcharitmanas. He has written that Sundarkand as Siya Sudhi Laye. And it is an amazing work if you know Hindi and read that. I'll share information on that. Even I have that book, I can share also. I think you are reading, right? You're still reading. Yes. Yes. But it's beautifully written. It's not original Valmiki Ramayana or not Ramcharitmanas, but as he says, I have Sakshatkar of Hanumanji, and he makes me write all this. Witnessed by Hanumanji, originally in those times. Very detailed, very detailed. The whole Sundarkand, the way he has described, oh my goodness, it's very beautiful.
What does it mean, Sakshatkar of Hanuman?
Meaning he came to know Hanumanji in his form, and he can have conversation one-on-one. And Hanumanji make him write all this through him. Yes.
And he's still alive?
Yeah, he's alive. He's alive. He has his YouTube channel and very learned person, I would say. Very simple, practical knowledge he gives. But it's all attributed to Hanumanji.
So he was meditating in Himalayas? Like
Himalayas, yes. He spent many years there.
Left everything.
Yes. He was a journalist, or in that profession, or a photographer, I'm not sure. And his wife is an artist, but he left for years, went into Himalayas, had this sakshatkar, came back, and started writing all this. What's it? In Delhi, New Delhi. Ishan Mahesh.
How did you meet him? How did you get to know him?
Just came across.
Like you met him in person?
No. Just came across his one of his conversations that I came to know, and then I thought this seems like an enlightened person. So I started researching more about him, and then I came to know about his work, and that's how I purchased this Siya Sudalai.
I wonder all these people who go to the Himalayas,
Yes,
just entering. I mean, I don't know how they know what to do.
exactly,
Going there and doing what, how
Yes,
to go about
yes,
it to get
yes.
this sort of thing.
definitely. Actually, I'm waiting for Rushi. When he comes back, we should hear from him. He has touched that, right? That area. So let's hear from him once he comes back, his experience. So we can end here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.